This second brain is practically the only reason I am still productive. For the last couple of months, I was building 10 different things at the same time. And if I'm being honest, I had no idea what I was doing. Ideas everywhere, half of them in my head, the other half scribbled in a notebook that I'd never open again. And today, that exact mess is 159 notes, 439 connections between those nodes, and 46 insights that I did not write myself. All of it lives as plain text files that an AI reads, connects, and keeps up to date for me. I call it my second brain. It took me about 2 months to get to this point, and it grows every single session. So in this video, I'm going to show you the level 0 version of this, how to actually set one up of these from scratch, even if you've never done anything like this before. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Aditya and I build AI apps, usually way faster than I probably should. And the whole reason I'm making this one is that a second brain gets talked about like it's a mystical productivity thing, when really it's just a spot outside your head that holds two things: the stuff you know and how the pieces of that stuff connect to each other. The second part is actually the whole game, because anyone can dump notes in a folder. The hard part, and the part your brain is quietly doing all day, is remembering that this thing relates to that thing. Once you lose that, a pile of notes is just a pile. Before I get into how it's built, let me show you why it matters. My app Looker that shows Indian investors what's actually sitting inside their mutual funds sat unfinished for months. Not because the idea was hard, but because I was juggling 10 projects and losing the thread every time I came back to it. Setting up this second brain changed that. One place to hold everything, so I stopped rebuilding context from scratch. That's what got Looker shipped. That's the whole point of having a second brain. Okay, so let's get into how this thing actually works. Let me first tell you the way most people build a second brain, because it's the obvious way and it kind of falls apart. Most people make a folder of notes, maybe markdown files, maybe Notion, and then they slap some tags on them. Hashtag work, hashtag ideas, whatever. And that's fine for storing stuff. But here's the problem. When you later ask an AI to help you with something using those notes, it has exactly one option. It has to read all of them every single time and refigure out how they connect from scratch. Every conversation is rebuilding the entire map in its head and then throwing that map away when you close the chat. The connections never actually get saved anywhere. They get reinvented and paid for over and over. So here's exactly how you can set up the ultimate second brain in 4 steps. Step 1. Set up the vault. Make a folder on your computer and literally call it vault. Inside it, make 4 folders: projects, areas, resources, and archive. That's a system called Para, and it's a specialized structure that makes later retrieval more efficient. Then you open that folder in Obsidian, which is a free notes app that works on plain text files on your machine. Then you install exactly 3 Obsidian plugins. Number 1, Obsidian Git, which automatically backs your whole vault up. And I'll explain exactly what that means in the next step. Number 2 is Data View, which lets you query your notes like they are a database, so you can pull every note with a certain tag or a property in one shot. And third is Metadata Menu, which just keeps the little info fields on each note consistent, which matters a lot once an AI is the thing filling them in. That's it. The cool graph view that shows you the second brain structure is already built into Obsidian, so you don't need a special plugin for that part. Step 2 is GitHub. So you install Git, make a free GitHub account, and push your vault up to a new private repo. You need this because 1, it's a full backup. If your laptop dies, your brain doesn't die with it. And 2, since it lives on GitHub now, you can pull it onto any other device and keep using it and querying it from there. That's actually what the Obsidian Git plugin from step 1 is for. It quietly commits and pushes your changes for you in the background, so you're never sitting there running Git commands by hand. Step 3 is actually where it comes alive. You install the Claude Desktop app and you point it at your vault folder. I run Sonnet as a model inside it, which is the cheaper option and handles the whole job completely fine. Then you paste in one starting prompt. You can get this prompt in the description below, but let me tell you what it actually does. It teaches the agent the rules of your brain. One idea per note, and at the bottom of each note, a little list of connections, where a connection is just one word for how it relates to another note, plus that note's name. The agent writes all of these for you as you go. You never have to touch it. The same prompt also sets up the cleanup, which is critical to keep the whole thing from rotting. At the end of each session, the agent rebuilds one single flat index for every connection in the vault, checks for any insights that have gone stale because something they were built on changed, flags any nodes that fell through the cracks, and commits and pushes all of it. This flat index is what makes this cheap to run, because it means the AI checks how things connect by searching one file instead of opening 100 nodes. The auto cleanup was not even really my own idea. I basically took Fable, pointed it at my own setup, and asked it to tear the whole thing apart and tell me what was dumb about it. That's the pass that caught it. It looked at my system and said, "You are doing the cleanup by hand every single time. That should just run automatically when a session ends." And now you have it without even paying for Fable. Step 4 is where you actually start using it. You feed it whatever is relevant to your day, notes, decisions, stuff you read, random dumps from your head, and as you feed it, it's breaking all of that into notes and drawing the connections for you. It's all automated and requires no thinking from you at this stage. And then you've got 3 things you can ask it to do. First is analyze, which is just read what is already in the vault on something and tell me what's in there, following the connections to pull in everything related. Second is synthesize, where it walks the connections, looks at a cluster of related nodes and asks one question. What insight does this cluster provide? And that insight goes back into the graph with its own connections. So the thing starts to compound. An insight it writes today can become an ingredient for one it writes the next month. And the third is query, which is where you just ask it to do something for you using the entire vault as its knowledge. This is obviously what you are building this whole system for. Today, I am at 159 nodes, 439 connections, and 46 insights. And every one of those numbers goes up every time I use it. Is it some finished, polished product? No, I'm still shaping it as I go. But the proof I can actually point to is Looker, which I was stuck on forever and finally shipped once this setup gave me a grip on everything at once. For something that's basically a folder of text files with arrows in it, that's a pretty good trade. The full setup prompt is in the description so you can copy it and have your own second brain running today. If you want me to go deeper on any one of those steps, tell me in the comments and I'll make that video. And if this helped you at all, the best thing you can do is go subscribe, because I am building all of this out in the open. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.